Listen closely, everyone, because this one right here, it's different. Brad Garlinghouse. Yeah, he just said something that most people completely missed, but it connects everything that is about to go down. Trump's crypto announcement, the new banking charters, the stablecoin rails, even the DTCC. This isn't another news update. This is your blueprint for what's about to reshape the entire global system. And guess what? XRP, it's right in the middle of it. Because while everyone's out there chasing headlines and ETF rumors, Ripple's been executing behind closed doors, building the rails, forming the partnerships, and setting the stage for the biggest liquidity reset in financial history. So stay locked in. I'm going to connect all the dots. I'm going to show you what Garlinghouse really meant and why this next move, it could change everything for XRP holders. Welcome back, everyone, to the Bullwinkle Blueprint. Now, hopefully everyone's having an amazing day. I know it's early. Hopefully you got the cup of coffee and the espresso like I do. We got a lot to go over. Make sure you hit that like button. The more likes we get, the more YouTube pushes out the content and people stop being afraid of these markets and they start understanding what's going on in these markets. Hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. Without further ado, let's jump into a Bitcoin. $111,536, $542. There you go. Goes up right in front of our very eyes. ETH coming in at 4,051. And XRP in that number 5 spot, coming in at $2.45. Total cryptocurrency market cap, it's creeping up a tad bit. If you look here, you can see we got a nice little V-shaped recovery on the overall market cap, right? I expect this to go a lot higher. 3.78 trillion is what we are looking at. Now, everyone should be paying attention today to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Trump's massive announcements coming out. Now, is it going to be a crypto announcement? Is it going to be a trade announcement? Maybe the government's going to be reopened. Who knows where this is going? But what you should expect is volatility. It's that simple. Every major exchange, hedge fund, whale account, they're all on their edge because no one knows what's coming next. Because here's what's strange. Volatility, it's expected. Meaning the insiders, they already know. It's not just another policy headline, right? It's a signal. When politicians time big announcements like this before markets even open, it is not random, folks. It is not random at all. It's choreography. And the last time we saw something like this, you remember what happened? I do. Bitcoin ripped 20% and an XRP followed it within hours. But this time we got a different setup, right? Ripple's been all over DC lately. Garlinghouse that DC FinTech week. He's meeting with Treasury, the IMF, and even quiet mentions inside World Bank reports. So if Trump's about to announce maybe a digital asset framework or maybe an executive order that favors U.S. blockchain innovation, well, come on now. We know Ripple's name's going to be in that mix because Ripple isn't a crypto company anymore. Ripple is part of the financial plumbing. The 3 p.m. announcement, look, it's the sound of the old system cracking, and XRP's the bridge that's ready to replace it. And I keep seeing comments down below about the 101 strategy calls. Look, the link is in the description of every single video. Next open slots won't be till next week. This isn't just a talk XRP session. No, that's crazy. It is a full 60-minute strategy call built around your portfolio. We review your positioning, your entries, your exit. We fix common problems. We build long-term compounding strategies that actually work. We talk about OTC, tax advantages, LLCs, S-Corps, you name it. You will walk away the most confident person in crypto when we are done with that phone call. So if you're serious, click the link and get on board and book that call. Now here's where it gets freaking crazy. Garlinghouse on stage, DC FinTech Week. Talking policy, innovation, and the future of global finance. But buried in this speech, it was a long one, over 20 minutes, was one name that no one really noticed, that people seem to forget about, which I don't understand. Hidden Road. I want to remind you of something here. Hidden Road is not a random player. It's a liquidity provider who is backed by Citadel, Jane Street, and a bunch of institutional heavyweights. And quietly, they just acquired a stablecoin company to run settlement rails directly through Ripple's technology. You see what that means, right? Ripple isn't just providing payment solutions anymore. It's literally becoming the invisible layer underneath the next generation of digital dollar transactions. Every transfer, every settlement, every cross-border move, they are building it on XRP and RippleNet infrastructure. This is the exact same play that BlackRock and JP Morgan are making with tokenized funds, but Ripple is already executing it. Listen to this.
Aggressive about growth. And that is both organic growth and continuing to build. We're in the payments business, leveraging core technologies around blockchain and the XRP ledger around payments. We're in the custody business. We're in the stablecoin business. And then earlier this year, to your point around mergers and acquisitions, we spent $1.25 billion to buy Hidden Road, a prime broker, frankly, the largest non-bank prime broker out there. And we bought for $200 million, a stablecoin company called Rail, which was one of the leading stablecoin companies for the enterprise. So corporate treasury looking to use stablecoins to solve some of their internal movement of money, and that has been a great acquisition for us. So we're going to continue.
The very important part right there, we talks about corporate treasuries looking to move money. Treasuries are going to be big. Here is the company that they're talking about, Rails. It's a payment infrastructure built for global businesses, which are already connected to 12 plus banks, meaning they are going to be using the XRP ledger, everyone. 10 billion is the volume that they are doing. A lot of people are sleeping on this, and look at the coverage they got. Europe, Canada, Mexico, the US, down in Africa as well, over in the UAE, where we know they have a lot going on, and in India itself. This is major, and a lot of people are overlooking this or never even heard about this. Banks already connected, 10 billion processing, and this is all going to connect back to the DTCC. But we get back to this. The OCC just approved a preliminary banking charter for a crypto bank called Erebor, backed by none other than Peter Thiel. You probably heard that name. Now, you might shrug this off as another headline and be like, Rip, it doesn't mean anything. Look at the price. But I challenge you to look deeper here. This isn't a random startup. This is the government opening the door for crypto native banking with full federal charters. That's how traditional banking merges with blockchain. First comes regulatory approval, then comes your custody, then comes liquidity rails, and that's where Ripple slides right in. When you got Peter Thiel, the OCC, and you have the Ripple ecosystem all moving in the same month, folks, that's not a coincidence. That's a coordination here. That is 100% coordination. Now, here's the part where everything ties back together. The DTCC, which is the invisible backbone of Wall Street, they clear and settle literally every major financial transaction in the United States, talking stocks, bonds, derivatives, you name it. It's all included in this, right? They verify trade data. They hold securities electronically through DTC, and they make sure every trade gets settled instantly between the institutions. It's basically, if Wall Street is the bloodstream, DTCC is the heart. You understand how they connect now? So what happens when that system upgrades to blockchain? And they are going to upgrade to blockchain. The speed, the efficiency, and liquidity XRP provides makes it the perfect candidate for instant clearing. Not just for crypto, but for everything. Now I want you to connect that back to this. This is from March 11th, 2025. This is the Hidden Road acquisition that this is going to tie back into, right? This is Hidden Roads, the same companies, the same firm, whatever title we want to put to it, that is tied back in to Ripple and the stablecoin RLUSD on both ETH and XRP. So this stablecoin is set to process, we're talking quadrillions through the DTCC annually using RLUSD. You see the paperwork, you can see the document, it is right on your screen. Quadrillions. Let that number sink in. That is the scale we are talking about. This is way above and beyond retail level adoption, right? This is institutional money. This is sovereign grade volume. This is the kind that moves nations. And every single one of those transactions, you know what they need? Liquidity. Where do they get the liquidity? XRP. It's only a matter of time before the markets realize what is being built right under its nose. Because by the time this is all public and people connect the puzzle pieces here and they figure this out, the rails are going to be live. The liquidity corridors will already be moving. That's why Garlinghouse sounds so calm in his last interview, because he knows what's coming. He knows where this is going. So think about what we just walked through. We got Trump's announcement at 3 p.m., Ripple's at the center of DC FinTech Week. We got new crypto banking charters approved. The DTCC is modernizing global payments and settlements. And Hidden Road, quietly just sitting back there chilling, processing quadrillions with RLUSD. Every piece leads to the same conclusion. The new system's already online. This isn't speculation anymore. This is the quiet financial reset we all been waiting for. And Garlinghouse isn't warning you. He is preparing you. So the question is, will you be positioned before that switch flips? Because when it does, XRP doesn't moon, folks. XRP reprices. Stay ready, stay informed. And remember, by the time mainstream actually catches on, the insiders, they're already going to be cashing in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And I'll catch all y'all a little later this afternoon on the next one.